I worked in banking industry for a period of 4 years. After working all these years, I realized concept of money is as fragile as our emotions. Perhaps that's why we deal with money in such an emotional way. So today I'm going to share with you 5 simple yet important money lessons I learned during my tenure in bank. Let's dive into it. Lesson number 1. Avoid projecting an image of wealth without actually being wealthy. We are living in times where material appearances takes precedence over everything. If someone is driving a luxury car, staying in a big house, wearing branded clothes, we automatically assume that the person is wealthy. But here's the truth, wealth isn't what you see. There were two customers in my branch. Let's name them Mr. X and Mr. Y. Mr. X was always wearing branded clothes, carrying the latest iPhone, driving a luxury car. He looked wealthy, but the balance in his bank account used to be quite low. In fact, sometimes he would even struggle to maintain the minimum balance. Mr. Y, on the contrary, was a fairly simple man, wearing basic clothes, carrying an average phone, and nothing fancy for anyone to notice. But the balance in his current account used to be somewhere around 30 to 35 lakhs. This was just his current account. I'm not even talking about his other investments. The lesson here is don't spend your hard earned money trying to look rich. Focus on building real wealth instead. Lesson number 2, save first, spend later. So, here's a golden rule I've been following since I started earning: make yourself rich before you make someone else rich. It means save your income before you start spending it, probably on things you might not even need. Every month, right after I got paid, I would pack about 70% of my salary into investments within 3 days. That left me with just 30% for the rest of the month. Guess what? This way, I can't spend the money I don't have. The point here is not to abandon your desires and become a monk, but just be mindful of your spending. Lesson number 3, don't just save, invest. Saving money is great. So let's take it one step further and talk about investing it. The money lying in your bank account is not of much value if you're not investing it somewhere right. In fact, it is actually losing value to the inflation. There are multiple investment options available like shares, mutual funds, government bonds, debentures, SIPs, NPS, PPF, FDs, RDs, and whatnot. Find what suits your risk appetite and make your money work for you. Lesson number 4, the magic of compounding. You would have probably heard of Warren Buffett, right? He started investing at the age of 10, and today he's one of the wealthiest people in the world. That's the power of compounding. Compounding works the best when you give it years or decades altogether to grow. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. And this just does not apply only in case of money, whether it's learning a new skill, learning a new sport, or taking care of your health. Starting young pays off in the long run. Lesson number 5, getting wealthy versus staying wealthy. Someone rightly said, if you spend too much on things, you will end up with things and not with money. There's a huge difference between getting wealthy and staying wealthy. Luck might help you become wealthy, but your behavioral aspect and attitude towards money determines the probability of you staying wealthy in the long run. I saw this happen with one of the customers in my branch who received rupees 1 crore after his land was acquired by the government. Overnight, he was rich, but he and his family splurged this money on a big house, expensive car, and other luxuries of life. Fast forward 2 years, he was back to square one, struggling to meet even the basic needs. In the end, he lost both the money and the land. The key takeaway here is it's not enough to make money. You have to know how to keep it. And there you have it, 5 simple and important money lessons I learned from working in a bank. I hope these tips help you think about your finances a little differently. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.